Hello everyone, it is Oink here. This is a Spec 2.0 update video, and I'll also be covering the new DLC that has been announced. So, Spec 2.0 is the newest update for Gran Turismo 5, and it has got a shit ton of new stuff in it. In this video, I'm basically going to run you down with what I reckon are the main things that you guys want to be looking out for, and show you guys how to access that kind of stuff. So we're going to start off with a brand new intro movie. They've introduced a new introduction film thingy. To get this and to get it to play at the start of every time you load it up, go into Gran Turismo TV, wait for it to load up, and it should pretty much pop up right there, and it will say new intro, and you just click on it. There it is at the top under recommended there, that black box. There it is, Gran Turismo 5 Spec 2.0 opening. And you click on it and you start downloading it, downloads in the background or whatever, and you can play it from here, and it's a brand new opening sequence. Right, the next thing that they have put in, which is a big thing for me, is interior views. So you got the cockpit view for all standard cars, so every car now has an interior view. It's very minimalistic. You can see here, this is that R8 race car. It's just really basic. Some cars look better than others. You can see with this one it is a lot better. You can kind of see the steering wheel, but they'll all have the same HUD interface, and it's pretty minimal. The next thing I'm going to talk about here, trying to keep this video nice and short if I can, is weather effects. They've increased the amount you can change the weather. So you can see here I'm on the Nürburgring weather thing. You can increase the amount the weather changes throughout the course. You can increase how much the weather effect is in place at the start. So for example, if you wanted the Nürburgring to be really wet and having been raining for ages, you would have the water on the surface for 100%, so it's already covered in water and it's already raining, and it's not going to stop raining. Basically, you can also change the time and the time progression, but that has been there from before. But that new weather changeability is new, and it makes it more customizable, and that also follows onto the online gameplay. You can change that all around there. The next thing, which again, great thing that they've included, and they had this back in the older Gran Turismos, can't remember which specifically, but it's settings sheets. So what these are is you can save preset settings. So you got your normal settings list here, change the transmission, whatever you want to do, suspension, brakes, all that kind of stuff. Now, there's a setting there you can see that says settings sheet. You're defaulted onto setting A. And when you're on there, whatever you change, that will be saved onto setting setup A, and you can rename that whatever you want. So this is my current setting. Let's say this is the one that I'm going to be using most. I can call that one, we'll call it main setup, or main setting, whatever. And then once that's there, I can switch to setup B, back out of this screen, and now everything that I change will now be saved onto setup B. So I can have a completely different setup. So say for example, let's do a different transmission. So say I wanted one with a really short transmission. Maybe I was I don't know, seeing how quickly I could reach 60 miles an hour, whatever. I would change that down, go back to the settings sheet, and I could rename that one short transmission. And this is a great way, just so if you're someone who likes drifting, or you're someone who likes to use the same car for different sorts of settings, maps, that kind of thing. It makes it a lot quicker. You don't have to constantly change the settings. You can just switch between the two settings sheets, and it is much easier that way. Okay, the next thing I'm going to talk about is the brand new cars that are coming with the update for free. This is not DLC, don't get this mixed up. And there's a few things they put in. So, brand new 2011 edition of the NASCARs. Now, I've shown you the Ford ones here, but you can see there's the 2010 ones and the 2011. They've 2011 ones for, as far as I'm aware, all of the previous 2010 models, and the 2010 models are also still in the game, so you can have either. The other car you can get, which is brand new, some of you may or may not be aware that the designer of the game himself, Kazunori Yamauchi, is a 24-hour driver, and this GTR is the car that he uses in his 24-hour races, his endurance races. That is the car that he uses, so you can now get his custom car as in-game race, which is pretty cool, and it's a pretty sweet looking car. Okay, the next one is a new photo area. You've got the photo areas. This one's a kind of dynamic sort of one, and it's the pit stop area, so the cars come in and out and they change wheels, and you can take photos of whatever you like, including this green guy's face as you can see right here, and that is a perfect photo. Not quite, but yep. So that's a new photo area. You can just change it there, and it's set it on the settings, and you can go to that place now. The other thing to do with photo mode is you can now take photos with your avatar. You know, you can get those little, you know, the men now, your drivers and your suits, because they've got the whole new suit thing. So you can take a lovely photo with or without your avatar in the frame, and you can take a beautiful shot of that green and pink outfit there, and that's a lovely, probably out of focus shot. Yep, look at that, beautiful. That is another thing. Okay, so next thing I'm going to talk about is the fast forward and rewind of replays. Now, if you're like me and you're really inconsistent when you drift, or whatever it may be, you can now skip ahead. So the first corner I did shit, and the next one was alright. So I can skip forward and backwards, watch my replays. You can't strictly fast forward and, you know, rewind, but it skips back sections of the track. I think it's like split sectors and stuff. I think that's what you skip between, and I can just watch it again and again and even again if I wanted to. But yeah, I believe it fast forwards and rewinds to the split sectors, as you know, that seems to be what it's doing. Now there's some more online regulation settings that you can get. They've made these new car restrictions, so there's got like tons more stuff you can choose here. Before it was just like Ferrari F1 cars or garage or something like that. That was the only thing you could choose. The other thing is you can have tuning restrictions, so you can have it so the cars have to be in their stock tuning, which is a really neat idea, because before I don't believe there's a way of doing that. And the other thing, you can change the slipstream strength. Fairly sort of minimal thing to change, but I guess if you're doing sort of like a one make race or something, you could change that to make the slipstreaming a little more interesting. And of course, you got with the same weather effects that I showed you earlier in the in online. Now this is a very important and much wanted update thing. It's suspending endurance races. So when you enter the pit in an endurance race, you're given the option to suspend race. You click on suspend and you click yes, and what will happen is it will save the game, and once it's saved, at that point there, if you carry on with the race, it cancels the save, and you have to, you know, if you want to stop again, you have to pit in and stop again at that point. If you click return race, it will then put you back in, and you go through the pits, and you know, you'll do your pit and you carry on. What you're supposed to do now is quit the game, and it's kind of scary the first time you do it. I was a little bit unsure whether it was going to work, but you literally just quit the game, and I've just sped this up because it is quite long reloading back into the game, and I didn't want you guys to have to sit through all of that. But you can play on any other games you want, you know, come back a week later, a day later, a year later for all I know, and it will, as you see there, it will load the race up, and you just hit start. It does this whole grid loading thing again, like it does with the longer endurance races, and it should slap you right back in the driver's seat going back into the pits, which is awesome. I believe there's a minor problem with it changing to B-Spec or something. I've been reading on the forums, but I don't know entirely about that. Now, the last thing, the new downloadable content button. Woo! I believe the downloadable content is going to be available in the PlayStation Store, not from the game, but it will appear under that button right there, and I'm going to list it all for you now. So, for the DLC, which has not had a strict release date, but apparently it's later this month, will include a racing car pack, which has 15 cars, including Red Bull X 2011 prototype, so it's the new version of that beastly 2011 car, and a whole load of others. I won't read them out, I'll leave this up for a little while, and you can read it, but there is also some new racing karts in there, which might be quite cool. The next item you can get, oh, by the way, that racing car pack is $7.99. The next pack is the course pack, which comes with 2 courses, the SPA Francorchamps, which is a real world track, and 2 indoor kart arenas. They're kind of like wacky lights, and apparently there's 2 versions of the track, so that's cool, and that one is $4.99. The next item is a racing gear pack, which in total has 90 items, which is quite cool. So that's jackets and helmets, and that includes 8 famous WRC and NASCAR suits, and the official GT helmet. I don't know if that's, you know, official GT whatever it is, whatever, and official Alpine and Simpson gear, which are, I guess, you know, racing brands, and that pack is $2.99. The paint pack, which comes with 100 paints and colours, and it comes with new chrome colours, which is quite cool. A lot of people do like the chrome, and a load of other stuff like the matte, colour changes, colour shifts, whatever you want to call them, and a load of other stuff, and that is $1.99. And finally, the complete pack, which is, as you might guess, everything on here, and it's $11.99, which actually saves you $5. Not bad. Any of you guys who aren't living in America, such as myself, they haven't actually released the prices. You could do a currency conversion, but I doubt it would be accurate to that. It would probably be slightly more, slightly less. I don't know, but I'm sure you could have a rough estimate at that one. Anyway, this is the end of the video. I hope you found this helpful at least. Be sure to leave any feedback that you want or any questions about this. Further information is on the Gran Turismo website, or like I showed you at the start, on the update list on the news, under the news. So those of you who have Gran Turismo, head onto the news section, and it's the latest story. And yeah, hope this, like I said, helped you out. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.